I've learned plenty throughout my life, but nothing prepared me for the nightmare of moving into a nursing home. At first, my family painted a rosy picture, promising me safety, care, and comfort. But the moment I stepped through those doors, the harsh truth hit me like a ton of bricks. This wasn't the cozy sanctuary I imagined. It felt more like I'd walked straight into a trap. If you're even remotely considering this step, for yourself or a loved one, you need to hear what I'm about to reveal. I'm going to expose 6 terrifying realities nobody ever talks about, dark secrets hidden behind closed doors that nursing homes don't want you to know. Watch until the end, because trust me, this could save you or someone you love from a devastating mistake. Planet 1 wanted losing my independence. The biggest shock wasn't the tiny room or the fixed meal times. It was the jarring realization that I was no longer in control. Before moving in, I decided when I'd wake up, what I'd eat, and how I'd spend my day. Want to take a stroll? Sure, I'd go whenever I felt like it. Cook a meal at 2 a.m. if I couldn't sleep? No problem. But in the nursing home, everything ran on someone else's schedule. Breakfast at a set time, even if I had no appetite. Lights out at a specific hour, even if I was still reading. If you want to go outside, well, you might need permission and a chaperone. Suddenly, simple decisions felt like privileges instead of basic rights. I remember waking up that first week, staring at walls that weren't mine, reaching for a book that was no longer by my bedside. The weight of realizing this isn't my home hit me so hard. Once you let go of your independence, it's almost impossible to reclaim. You'll learn to follow their system, and in doing so, you slowly lose pieces of yourself. Ask yourself, are you ready to trade away the small freedoms that make your life your own? Because once they're gone, you'll miss them more than you can imagine. 2, feeling forgotten. One of the toughest parts was watching the outside world move on without me. In the beginning, my family visited regularly. My daughter came weekly, and my grandkids popped in on weekends. But soon work, school, and life got in the way. Their visits dwindled, then turned into occasional phone calls. Finally, even phone calls became rare. Holidays were the worst. Everyone said they'd come, but plans changed last minute. And there I was, sitting in a communal area, waiting by a door that hardly opened for me. It wasn't that they stopped caring, but out of sight often becomes out of mind. When you're not around daily, it's easy for people to assume you're doing fine, especially in a place that supposedly offers round-the-clock care. I recall one evening, phone in hand, debating whether to call my son. I didn't want to seem needy or guilt him into visiting. That hesitation was a stark reminder of my new reality, feeling isolated and overlooked. Ask yourself, are you prepared for the loneliness? Because once you move in, you might find yourself more alone than you ever expected. If you understand where I'm coming from here, comment in Mirror 1. If you think it wouldn't be the same in your experience, comment in 2. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend hitting the subscribe button and turning on notifications so you won't miss any upcoming videos. 3, losing my sense of purpose. Before, even the smallest task gave my day meaning. Watering plants, making a cup of coffee, deciding what I'd eat. But in the nursing home, everything is done for you. At first, it sounds like a dream. No cooking, no cleaning, no running errands. But then you wake up one day and realize you don't have anything to do. No tasks, no hobbies within reach, no reason to stay active. I remember George, an 84-year-old former carpenter. He lived for building and fixing things, but here he had no tools, no garage, nowhere to keep his hands busy. Over time, his once bright spirit dimmed. I feel useless, he confessed, and I understood that feeling too well. When you lose your sense of purpose, you start questioning why you get out of bed in the morning. Ask yourself, what drives you to wake up every day? Because in a nursing home, you might find that sense of purpose slipping away faster than you think. 4, a faster health decline. You might imagine a nursing home as a place where care is constant and your health is protected. But for me, it accelerated my decline. Why? Because everything is taken care of for you. Your meals, your medication, even activities like walking are minimal. The daily movement that kept me strong was suddenly gone. At home, I used to stretch, walk around the block, and do small chores that kept my body engaged. In the nursing home, I fell into a cycle of sitting and waiting, waiting for meals, waiting for help, waiting for social activities that were usually limited or scheduled at fixed times. Soon my legs weakened. I saw others come in robust, only to find themselves needing walkers or wheelchairs within months. It's not that the staff doesn't care. It's just the nature of the system, designed to make things effortless. But an effortless life can mean losing the daily activities that keep you physically and mentally sharp. Ask yourself, will you still have the motivation to stay active in a place where almost everything is done for you? Once you slow down, it's not easy to build yourself back up. If you're still with me, let me know by commenting "we're 3" in the comments below, or number 4 if you think differently. Your responses help me understand your perspectives. Loss of privacy and dignity. I never realized just how precious privacy was until I had to share a room and abide by someone else's schedule. Staff members come and go, sometimes knocking, sometimes not. You get used to people seeing you at your most vulnerable moments, during dressings, baths, or medical checks. Even simple decisions like when you want to shower often depend on someone else's availability. If you don't get along with your roommate or you're a light sleeper, you're in for a tough time. The dignity of personal space disappears when people can enter your room at any moment. I had a friend down the hall who felt constantly disrespected. She said, "I feel like I'm being babysat." And it broke my heart because I knew exactly how she felt. When your privacy is compromised, so is a part of your dignity. Ask yourself, are you ready to let go of the everyday privacy you've always known? Because in many nursing homes, personal boundaries become blurred very quickly. 6. It's harder to leave than you think. I walked into the nursing home believing I could walk out whenever I wanted, but leaving wasn't that simple. My house stood empty for a while. Then my family started selling off things, thinking I wouldn't need them. My confidence to live independently faded because I wasn't doing my normal routines anymore. My muscles weakened, and I wasn't sure I could handle the tasks I used to do effortlessly. Once you're in, you might find yourself stuck, financially, physically, or simply because it seems easier to stay than to fight your way out. I've seen people come in just to try it out, only to realize it's nearly impossible to go back to the life they once knew. Ask yourself, are you truly ready for the possibility that leaving might be an uphill battle, physically, emotionally, and financially? If you can relate to this, comment or 5. If you see it differently, comment or 6. Your engagement matters, and I'd love to hear diverse viewpoints. Final thoughts. I don't regret getting older. I regret believing the nursing home was my only path. Not all facilities are terrible, and some folks absolutely need the support they offer. But think carefully about whether you truly need that level of care. Maybe you can find in-home assistance, community programs, or part-time caregivers instead. Because once you move in, life changes dramatically, and it's often a one-way street. If I could turn back time, I would have researched more options, asked more questions, and made sure I really needed that kind of care. Before you decide, ask yourself, is it truly the best for me or just the easiest choice right now? Don't underestimate the value of your routines, your independence, your small freedoms. They might be worth fighting for more than you realize. Let's hear from you. What about you? What's one insight from this story that resonates with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you learned something new, comment Mura 1. If you disagree, comment Mura 2. If you found any part of this helpful, consider subscribing and turning on notifications. Your likes, shares, and comments help us keep creating content that matters. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to hearing your perspectives below. Always remember, your life is your own, and every decision should be made with thoughtful care. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video.